The same month as book 45, they published the Baby-Sitters Club Postcard book. It's a series of 30 postcards with BSC pictures on them. You can remove the postcards from the book and mail them if you're so inclined. The pictures were all done by Hodges Soy Lo, who did the covers for every single book in this series. He's a hard-working illustrator. Sadly for Hodges, Anne Martin gets all the credit for writing this book, even though, there's no writing. It's all just pictures. Let me show you what these postcards look like. Here is the front of the first postcard. Here's the back of the first postcard. You might be saying, wait a minute, that's just the cover of the first book in the series. And you're right. All of the postcards are book covers, except for 3. There are 3 postcards which have new artwork on it, and that's really super interesting and fancy. I'm going to focus on that in this review. But for the sake of completion, let me just quickly list all of the book covers that we've seen before. We have the first 5 super specials, books 1, 2, 5, 6, 8, 14, 16, 17, 23, 26, 28, 30, 31, 32, 33, 35, 36, 37, 39, 41, and 43. There's also book 46, but it doesn't have a title attached to it because that book hadn't come out yet at the time they made the postcard book. Okay, so now that's out of the way, let's talk about the new stuff. This is the first new piece of artwork. According to the back of the postcard, it comes from the 1990 Baby-Sitters Club calendar. It's the girls having fun at a club meeting. Only Claudia and Marianne appear to be working. Everybody else is goofing off, while Christy sits in a chair and faces the wrong direction. We also have the 1991 Baby-Sitters Club calendar, where the girls have a sleepover and eat pizza. At least Mallory and Jessie eat pizza. Stacy and Dawn are reading a book and making it impossible to tell which girl's which. The other girls have a pillow fight. The final new piece of artwork is this. This picture is a total mystery to me. There's no source listed on the back of the postcard saying where the picture comes from. I tried asking online, but nobody could identify it. It looks like a book cover, but there's no scene of Stacy getting a makeover in any of the books. Maybe it's from a book that was canceled or a book that was completely rewritten? The postcard comes in between the postcards for books 23 and 26, but there aren't any Stacy books in that gap. The picture looks like Stacy getting a makeover in New York. That's Claudia on the left, most likely. Maybe the other girls are Marianne, Christy, and Dawn. It doesn't look a lot like them, but hey, maybe Marianne is trying out a new look for makeover day. I don't really have anything else to say about the postcard book, and because this review is kind of short, I'm gonna have some fun here. I'm gonna make up my own story for this mystery book cover. You ready? Here we go. This is a Baby-Sitters Club book that was never published. Stacy's Big Makeover. It starts with a new guy named Todd moving into Stony Brook. Todd is incredibly hot and Stacy falls instantly in love with him. He likes her too, but there's a problem. Todd is kind of an idiot, and he can't tell her apart from Dawn. No, really, I'm not joking. Todd can't tell the difference between Stacy and Dawn unless the two of them are together. Stacy finds this incredibly tragic, while I find it incredibly hilarious. Stacy tries telling Dawn to stay away from him because she loves him, and Dawn's like, yeah, whatever. In the subplot, Claudia slips on a candy wrapper and sprains her ankle. All of the other babysitters are elsewhere. She is forced to use Janine as a last-minute replacement. Janine babysits for Karen and Andrew, and things are incredibly awkward as she tries to psychoanalyze the children. The babysitting job ends with Charlie driving Janine home. The two of them start chatting about the kids, they seem to really like each other, and before you know it, they set a date for dinner tomorrow night. Stacy decides to get a perm to make herself look different from Dawn. Mom says no, she can't get a new hairdo, but Stacy is sneaky. When she visits Dad in New York, she asks him if she can get a perm. Dad says yes, and she gets the fancy new hairdo. That will get Todd's attention. Sure enough, it does. Todd thinks she's the most gorgeous woman he's ever seen. He kisses her at school, and Stacy's incredibly happy. At least until she goes home. Mom yells at her for getting a new hairstyle, even though she was told not to. Stacy is grounded for 2 weeks. Janine and Charlie become a major couple, and they won't stop kissing. It's kind of gross. They even interrupt a Baby-Sitters Club meeting by making loud noises in Janine's room when Christy's trying to talk to customers on the phone. Things reach the breaking point when Janine and Charlie go out to the lake, and they don't come back until after midnight. They say the car ran out of gas, but their parents refuse to believe it. Janine and Charlie are forced to break up. As usual, this is a parallel storyline. The Charlene relationship goes out of control, so Stacy can learn not to let her relationship go out of control. So when Todd asks Stacy to break curfew and go to the movies with him, she says no. Todd is disappointed and he runs away crying. It turns out that the movie Todd wanted to see was R-rated. He gets caught by the movie theater people, and his parents are so upset they pull him out of school. Stacy is sad to see him go, but she's also kind of glad because Todd wasn't the right guy for her. She turns her attention to a new guy named Bruce. The end. Okay, enough making up random silly stuff. Back to the postcard book. There's not much to say. It's exactly what it makes itself out to be, a bunch of Baby-Sitters Club pictures. There's a decent variety of pictures and 3 new pictures that most fans wouldn't have seen before. Best of all, this book has no recap chapters or irrelevant babysitting storylines. Therefore, I give the Baby-Sitters Club postcard book a 10 out of 10.